Have you heard of Canva? The, in my eyes, very useful web application for everything that has to do with graphic creation. Today, I'm gonna do my first tutorial about how to use Canva. So let's get this video started. Hello, hejsan hej. I am Pixel Pia, and as I said, today I will do the first tutorial. And today we will take a look at the free version of Canva. In my next tutorial, I will show you what you get if you choose to pay, and hopefully that will help you decide if it's worth the money for you to get a paid version of Canva. But before you can decide anything, let's get on the computer and get this tutorial started. So here we are at canva.com to set up our Canva account. The first thing is to hit sign up. I have already signed up with my Google account, so I create an account using my email. I'm putting in my name, my email, and I create a password. And you can choose if you want to save it on your computer or not. We have to choose what type of work we're going to do, so I choose personal and I skip the upgrade for now. And I just choose anything to start with because I'm not going to work on this right now. So we go back to home and to our account. First I'm going to add my avatar, which I upload from my computer. Then we go in to the account itself to see what we need to do. I need to confirm using my email, so I do that off camera. And then I can fill in all my information here. In the next tab is billing and team. And here is if I have upgraded or if I want to buy some photos, I can add a credit card on this tab. And the last one is for prints we have ordered, but more about that later. So here is an overview over the different templates you can use to start your creation. Under photos, you can see photos that you can use in your creations. Some are free, and as you can see, some of them you can either buy individual or are included in your paid version. Here is prints you can order directly from Canva. Under apps, you can actually import photos and other things directly from other apps. For example, import your videos directly from YouTube. And you have some other apps you can connect with. Under brand kit, you can set your logo, your color scheme, and your own fonts, but this is the paid version only. Under design school, you have several online courses of how to use Canva. Under team, you can add members to a team if you are several people working on graphics for your website or for your YouTube channel. Under folders, if you are a paid member, you can add your own folders. And if you delete something, it ends up in the trash. Let's get into creating. And this time let's start by using a template. Let's search for a YouTube thumbnail. And here we have a lot to choose from. I'm not really gonna use the template itself, but you could. I'm just using a template so I know the size is right. So let's take this coffee. It's a very simple template. It has some text and a background photo. But as I said, I'm not going to use this. I'm just making a copy of it so I can use that for my thumbnail.
Let's start by erasing this background picture. I mark it and I hit the delete. And let's go to backgrounds. Since this is my Canva template, I want something colorful. So let's try this. Here you see that the text from the original template was there, so I just marked that and delete it. And let's add some text that is ready-made. Here you can see they have used two different fonts, and they are two boxes that are connected. So I start by ungrouping the two, so I can work with each separately. Let's start by giving this my title, Pixelpia Tutorials. I highlight it and I change the size of the font. I also center the text, and now I'm gonna move it and place it where I want it. As you can see, I changed the color to white and I drag it down to the bottom right corner. Let's grab the other text, and here I'm gonna write the title of my thumbnail. In this case, Canva Tutorial Part 1. As you can see, this was written in caps. So I mark it, I highlight it, and if you see up here, the lowercase, capital case letters, you can switch to toggle between all caps and regular writing. And then I change the size of it. It was way too small to be the title. I really don't like this font now when it's big, so I highlight it, I hit on fonts, and I search for handwriting. I think I want some handwriting here. As you can see, I have all the handwriting fonts to choose from. The ones that have a little star behind them are the paid versions. And I think this finger paint looks pretty good. Let's work a little bit more with the Pixelpia tutorials. I am gonna copy this and paste it again, and now change the color of the second text box. I'm gonna change the color to a dark gray in this case. I want this to be a little shading on the original text. I am moving it behind the white text, and to start with I move it up exactly underneath. Now I'm using the arrows on my keyboard to move them very small steps. By highlighting both boxes, I group them, and by doing that I can move them around and the little shading follows the white part of the text. If I am happy with my thumbnail at this point, I can download it to my computer so I later can upload it to YouTube. Let's start by making YouTube channel art. So I search for YouTube channel art and start with a blank canvas. Now I will import a template I have on my computer to use the safe areas, and they are, for a cell phone, 1546 pixels by 423, for a tablet 1855 times 423, for a PC 2560 times 423, and the whole picture 2560 by 1440 is if you watch it on a TV. After importing this image to my area, I will go into shapes. I will grab a square and I will reshape it to fit the area for a PC by grabbing the little handles and dragging it so it covers the whole 2560 by 423. When that is done, I go up and change the opacity to about 50% or something like that. I will now do the same thing for both the tablet area and finally for the cell phone area. And for each time I've done this, I lower the opacity so I can see through them. A little bit higher opacity for each layer. And when this is done, I will delete the initial picture I had. And here you can see the three areas in gray shapes. I will now mark them all and group them as one. With that done, I will import an image as a background image, and as you can see, it shows up behind my three areas. And I will add some text, which I will work on off camera, as you will see in my next section. And I will add my avatar. So as you can see, I have edited my text and added my avatar. I will now add a white background for the center area. I do this by choosing a rectangle again and changing the color of it to white, and then resize it as I did the original gray areas. As you can see, I will make the mistake of on the left area for tablet here, but I will correct that later on. I pick the square, change the color to white and adjust by dragging it covering the center area. To make sure that my avatar is seen, I go up to order and move the white rectangle backwards. I lower the opacity to see that I covered the center area, and I still don't see my mistake. I then increase the opacity to 100% again. I then choose a line under Elements, change the color of my line and place it behind the text. In this case, it just needs to be adjusted in size so it fits perfectly behind my title. When that is done, I also want to add something at the bottom of my center, so I chose a photo, in this case the colored pencils. I resize it at first, but then I decide I need to crop it. I just want the very tip of the pencils to be shown. So by choosing crop and using the little handles in the corner, I can add just as much of the pencils that I want. I make sure it fits the area, and when I'm happy with the size of it, I hit done. I now realized my mistake with the white background, so I have to do some resizing. To be able to do this, I had to remove the background to see what I was doing. And I had to resize my line I had behind the text as well. Now I'm gonna add some more text to the center. So I choose the text, and as you can see, I am constantly changing the size and the placement of the things I have added so they fit with each other. It's now time to start decorating the parts that are for a PC. In this case, I chose a frame, and in this case, a frame like a tablet. I drag it in and I resize it to fit the area that only can be seen on a PC. When I'm happy with the size and the placement, I go to Photos. In this case, I search for photos that are happy. When I find the photo that is free and that I want to use, I drag it in over the frame. As you can see, the placement isn't good. To fix that, you double click within the frame and you can move your photo within the frame. Now I want to do the same on the other sides. I realized that the easiest was to copy and paste the frame I already had. To change the picture in the first frame, you double click it and delete and shows another picture. Now I'm decorating the area that can be seen on a tablet. I chose under Elements the sketchy flowers. I drag them in and change the size and the placement. And finally, I clicked on the light gray area that I created in the beginning to know where I should place things. And I dragged out my white area over the whole center part. I realized I should drag out my color pencils as well to fill out the bottom area. And after a few minor corrections, I'm pretty happy, and it's time to download the final product.
So there you have it. I hope you found this tutorial useful. And as I said, in my next tutorial, I will show you the paid version, which I personally have. So you can decide for yourself if it's worth the money for you to pay for Canva. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to my channel. Until next time, don't forget, never stop learning. Goodbye.